Wonder Woman 63, G. Willow Wilson writing with Emanuela Lupacchino on the art.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, this issue focuses on some of the god creatures that are now stranded on Earth.
I mean, I just call them mythical creatures. Okay. They're not gods themselves.
Fair. That's fair distinction. But yeah, mythical creatures. It's basically following... Wonder Woman's in a couple of scenes, but it's mainly following these creatures and basically how they're reacting to being here. And they're kind of like going through immigration or like a refugee system to try and like, integrate into society a little bit. And it all kind of... they fly out the window early on, and Wonder Woman has to come in, like, sort of de-escalate the situation.
I laughed at you actually get we've made a huge mistake.
Yeah. Yeah. As he's hanging from the Pegasus, yes. This is pretty good. But they end up going to a restaurant, and the waiter's kind of putting up with them, although he's not necessarily enthusiastic about it. But he ends up trying to ask them to leave because a snobby couple are like the livestock around the restaurant, and they're getting all, basically racist for lack of a better word. And this younger waitress kind of comes over and sticks up for them and kind of, is friendly to them. And they take a liking to her very quickly.
Yeah.
And kind of defend her when she's under threat from a boss or from a nasty comment, actually, because I think that's why they fly at the rude staff, the rude wait staff to boot. That would never happen in the old days. You young people have no respect for the rules. It's disgusting. And then what's his face jumps up and says, "How dare you speak to her that way?" Yeah. So no, that's good. The art's very expressive. I think what's impressive about this is that Lupacchino's doing very expressive emotions and reactions on faces, but they're not human faces. We've got a Minotaur and a Pegasus and what's the other one?
Satyr.
Or
satire, depending on who you ask.
So they basically invite her to come out and help her, and she's like, "Yeah, okay, why not?" Basically, it's pretty much the thing.
Yeah, Wonder Woman brings along Ferdinand.
Yep, to try and sort of ease them in and say, "Hey, okay, so here's like a not a Minotaur because he's not from there, but but we've covered that before. But it's just some bonding to make them sort of feel like there is someone else like them who's here that can kind of help the journey." I like that we're building this little supporting cast because I don't expect that the next issue will focus on them again, but I think they'll be around and there'll be characters who pop in and out, and maybe every so often we'll get an issue focusing on them.
Yeah, I'm okay with that because this issue was kind of great. The whole thing of just them, a day in the life kind of thing of these three mythical creatures. Yeah. The banter between them was great. Yeah,
it was very delightful. They were very fun and entertaining.
When they're going out the window, and it's, "Oh, you're too slippery." I'm not slippery. I'm sleek. Just them being offended by these little bits.
They immediately have chemistry. They immediately have like a repertoire between them that you kind of latch on to, and they're fun to be around. You're not sitting going, "Okay, when's Wonder Woman showing up?" Because I really want to get to Wonder Woman. This is a Wonder Woman book. You're kind of into introducing these new characters. It doesn't come off as like, "Oh, we're doing this." Like, it works. So I'm excited to see, and actually them teaming up with this waitress to kind of like help them. I was getting some almost Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles vibes. That this is their April.
I can see it.
That's what I was feeling. When we see them again, I'm expecting her to still be helping them, and like I can see that kind of setup almost existing.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if that's actually one of the influences here, or if it's just a coincidence, because that functionally is how it's working. But I'd be curious to ask.
Yeah, gonna need to learn the names at some point. I know the Minotaur was Irene. I got that one.
Yeah, I didn't catch the names particularly. I'm sure they said all their names at some point.
I know Irene was said a few times because of the introductions.
Yeah.
I didn't catch the others though.
Yeah, we'll learn them in time. I'll make a point of learning them for next time they show up. I'll make a point of getting a wiki up or something to make a point of memorizing them. But so we actually have this little epilogue scene of Veronica Cale.
Yeah.
Bringing her back in. Wilson's not shying away from using her.
Should make Matt feel a little bit better.
Which should make Matt a little bit better. Might even mean we get to some Cheetah at some point, some Barbara Ann, because we know Matt loves that.
This seems to be following on from where Rucker left her. So I imagine Matt will feel a little bit better about this.
Yes, and basically Cale has Nemesis chained up in her house in the basement.
Yep.
And that's the cliffhanger. Yeah. So we're going into a Veronica Cale plot, and that's cool because Quill's a great villain. And I think Robinson did use it a little bit, but I mean, having opted out of that run, and then obviously the first arc of this didn't have her, it feels like, yeah, if we're counting Rucka as the last real time she had a lot of development, it's a nice return. So yeah, it's good. Yeah. And as always with these Wonder Woman issues, no Jason is the best part.
I mean, it's a wonderful side effect of that run just being wiped from existence for all intents and purposes.
Yeah, I'm sure it's
nothing from it had any meaning or relevance.
It didn't. No, I mean, technically it's in continuity, but if you want to ignore it and pretend it never happened, at least so far, that's fine. Nothing's affecting it. It's cool. So, obviously the art's very good. I mean, I mentioned the expressiveness, but Lupacino is, wonderful.
Yeah, Lupacino's never not great. So,
it's a compliment actually to Zermanico that even though Lupacino's fantastic, after a couple of episodes, I kind of miss Zermanico from the last issue.
Oh, I wasn't.
I was a little bit. I think I really like Zermanico's art. Like, and it's not that I dislike Lupacino. Lupacino's fantastic. It's just that I'm like, you know what? Zermanico I never heard of before, like 2 or 3 issues ago, and I'm like, okay, Zermanico's on the.
I like Zermanico.
I
like Zermanico a lot. However, easily my least favorite of the 3 artists we've had so far.
Oh, I wouldn't agree with that.
I mean, it's still it's a high bar. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, it's
really like
it's a good rotation of artists. I mean, I like all 3 artists. I know some people. Nord's actually the one that most people seem to be less thrilled about, and not just because Matt said that. I've seen other people on Twitter.
Absolutely baffling. Nord's my favorite of the 3, with Lupacino close behind.
Oh, that surprises me. I thought Lupacino would be your number 1.
No, I do love Lupacino, but what can I say? Big on Nord.
I don't know who I'm putting second, but I'd probably put Zermanico at number 1.
Fair enough.
But hey, high bars and all that. We have a good team of artists on Wonder Woman right now, which is good. So what you rate in the book?
8.5.
Matt gave it an 8.5. Look at that. I will give it an 8.5. There we go.
So very consistent of us.
Seemingly so.